So this was my very first car. I was 16, I was like, I want a convertible. And I really wanted a Camaro. I was a total nerd and I wanted a Camaro because of Transformers. You know, a Bumblebee's super cool and all. And for whatever reason, I ended up with a Volkswagen. And you know what, I'm so glad I did. So there it is, you know, my little Eos. And at that point, I didn't even know I liked cars and stuff. And once I started like doing the little modifications, I was like, oh, this is fun. And you know, then all of a sudden I realized where it was going, and yeah, quarter life crisis. That's why I threw way too much money into it. But I like what happened, you know? So I know it's a Mark 5. I know I get laughed at, you know, but she's good to me. Hi, I'm Julia. This is my 2009 Volkswagen Eos. First thing I did was paint it rising blue metallic. I put a little rear spoiler on. It's some company from Germany. I thought it was a cool bumper, and it had the two splits for the exhaust, so I got an exhaust to go with it from JetX. I got some not aftermarket wheels. I actually got some like OEM plus wheels. They weren't good enough for me, so then I finally got my first set of aftermarket rotiforms. Pretty cool. I thought I was awesome. And then I lowered it because it looked like a monster truck. Then after that, it just kind of spiraled out of control. I threw way too much money into it. I hated the beige interior. I always hated it. It looked horrible. So I found a full red interior set, door panels and everything, from some dude in Germany who I guess really needed money because he shipped everything to my house for 800 bucks. Then just like little things, I got the Euro headlights, Euro taillights. Not really any big engine mods because I'm the kind of person that if it still works, I'm gonna run with it. So until anything serious breaks, it's gonna be a little four-banger. But like an intake and, you know, the turbo discharge pipe, little stuff like that. And then I finally got bags because I got tired of ruining my bumper on the way to Jersey for shows. After that, I found the ETA Beta turbos for Porsche from Germany. I spent way too much on those. Got them powder coated, got some cute little spiky hardware. Adorable, right? Oh, and then I finally got the front bumper to match my body kit. And then it was all good. I mean, I just love the car. You know, if somebody asks me what my dream car is, I don't have one. You know, I look at this thing and I don't take it out a whole lot because it's a Mark 5, which probably leads me to my least favorite thing. Somewhat unreliable with the DSG and the TSI. Horrible combination. I don't know why they'd ever do that to people. When I do take her out, you know, it's a great feeling. Just the people I see, people getting wild about it, hanging out their window, they love it. I just love everything about it. I don't think I have a favorite thing. A lot of the Mark 5 stuff, just because of the platform, I can find, you know, like engine parts and stuff for it at least. The body kit's not so much. When I ripped my bumper off last year, you know, my initial thought was it'd be cheaper to just buy a new one. You can't buy those anymore. The grill, I can't buy that anymore. So any kind of exterior parts, you know, that's rough. Otherwise, it's not too bad. The whole Volkswagen thing, I met a really nice boy at work. Turned out, you know, he was the greatest guy in the world, and he was a Volkswagen guy. And I think that's really when it started to spiral downward. Next thing you knew, that's like when I really started to mod the thing. And before I knew it, you know, I just realized how awesome it was. He took me to my first couple car shows, VAG Fair in York and the last H2O in Ocean City. And before I knew it, you know, I loved what it was about. I loved the people I was meeting. And it's taken me to some really cool places. Well, you know, I don't discriminate. All cars are cool. The only knowledge I really have is Volkswagens. The only cars I've ever had are Volkswagens. So, I mean, I'm a little biased, I guess. But as far as, you know, just loving car culture, I love everything. You know, Cars and Coffees are sweet. You get to see all the Japanese stuff and American Muscle, but I don't go to any other kind of shows. I think the best thing about it is the people. It took me, you know, going to shows like 4 years alone till I finally really started to find groups of people that, you know, I could relate with or just that I love to hang out with. And they're just some of the most genuine people I ever thought I would meet. Also, like I said, the places that it's brought me to, like Deep Creek, for example, I never thought I would be coming here every year, and I absolutely love it. I would like a house out here someday. So just the people, you know, they do shit for you that not everybody would do. You know, they go out of their way for you, and it's a great feeling. You know, I always like being unique, and it's not as unique. You know, you're seeing a lot more chicks in the game nowadays. And I like to think, you know, when people make a big deal, it's because of the car. But really, you know, I don't feel too special about it, too weird. A lot of people consider me just one of the guys. You know, I think I have a pretty laid-back personality. I have 2 Eoses, and sadly, that is my other project. So it's kind of everything I wanted to do to this one, I can do to the other one, and I kind of have the best of both worlds, and that's a cool experience to be able to do both of them. If I had to pick another car, you know, I like to think someday I'll get away from German cars, but I would definitely buy another Porsche. If I had the dough, you know, some kind of 911, something new, something sweet, something fast. But as far as, you know, big projects, this thing is always a project. So the next thing I want to do is engine swap it with something sweet. I want to take it, you know, roll racing or something instead of sitting it at a show and looking at it. You know, it does get old as much as I love it, but this will always be a project. It has sentimental value. I'm never going to get rid of it. So unfortunately, that's the biggest project right there. As soon as something breaks, I feel like the transmission is definitely closer than any kind of like big engine damage or whatever. And as soon as that goes, that's when I have to make a decision on what I want to put in there. I have thought about like a TFSI from a TTRS or something sweet like that, or I could probably get the same power from something a lot cheaper. So to be honest, I haven't put a whole lot of thought into it because I'm hoping it still works for at least another 2 years. So as it gets closer, you know, I'll definitely have a more solid answer for you, but she'll probably look the same for a while, which it gets old, but it's a little less expensive. Again, I'm Julia. This is my 2009 Eos. Thanks for listening to me ramble.